Hey everyone, and welcome back to Gearblocks. Quick note, I'm still away visiting family, so my audio quality is not going to be the greatest. But next week I will be back, and I'll have my normal recording set up and everything should be fine. I just forgot to record stuff for this week. By the way, I thought it would be a good idea to show off my new, what I'm calling my T2, truck 2. T1 is where'd it go? This one that I've shown before, but I wanted to build a new truck that looked kind of old school with just better body design and stuff, more like a normal truck. So this is what I've come up with. It started off with this one, I think, or the performance version, I'm not sure. But either way, it started off with just a normal two-door pickup truck that could be used for just daily whatever. And then the base version has the straight 6 in it, and a very weak one at that. Like, it has no power at all, pretty much. It has solid axles in the front and back. Both are 4-link with track bars, handheld bars, whatever. Front and back. It has locking differentials. It is 4-wheel drive, 5-speed manual. It's a decent little truck. Take it for a little spin to show it off. Start the engine. And let it kind of start idling smoothly. Yeah, decent steering lock. As I said, this is the... That sounds weird. That's not what it used to sound like. By the way, this is the base, just whatever version. So it's not the fastest, it doesn't have the most power, but it works. It does what it needs to, and it looks decent. I did use the script mods in this to do the fenders and a couple things, but not overly. I like building as normal as I can without using glitches or mods or anything. But yeah, you've got your battery readout, speed, tachometer, and then all the lights that you need. 1 is for the doors, the hood, and the tailgate. 2 is the main lights. 3 is the high beams. 4 is the fog lights. Got your turn signals. Front and back. All the normal lights that you need. Reverse lights come on first. Once I figure out what is in, there we go. I do need to adjust the gear ratio for reverse, but it works. It has a trailer hitch, full exhaust, even has like mufflers and stuff on it. I will head back really quick to show off the performance version, and then I will move on to the track, street version, the track version, and there's like a lifted off-road kind of version, and a Baja. I've got a dually version. I've been trying to make pretty much every version I can of it before uploading it. Hopefully it's not too loud compared to my mic. Yeah, quite happy with this truck. Different versions have different suspension on it too. Most of them have the straight axles, but I'm thinking of putting twin I-beams on the base versions, making the base ones only rear-wheel drive. Oops, did not want to fly around. Here we go. Alright, so the dually version, it's the same as the 2-door, but it's 4-door. And it's got dualies. And then, like I said, I've been kind of messing around with twin I-beam. But for this to work, I had to use a bit of glitching. I had to put the steering arms, the tie rods, through each other, unfortunately, in order to get all the geometry to work right and all that wonderful stuff. But it works pretty well. I'll grab a pin really quick. I'm forgetting buttons. Hopefully the fans on my computer aren't too loud. But if I go like this, we can see how much drop it initially has for the front end. It's not too bad. It also has a decent steering lock, and it actually handles really well with the twin I-beam in the front. And then I will kinda drop it again so you can get an idea. It works pretty well. So should I use the twin I-beam on the base versions, or should I keep the base versions with the straight axle? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Because once this is done, I will be uploading it. I'm almost done the Jeep as well. As I've been building this, I've been doing some updates to the Jeep, or Eage, I should call it, because that's what it's actually called. But I believe I started with the performance version. So it's mostly the same body-wise, other than it's got an intake here and up there, just to get the engine a bit more air. And then it's got a nice powerful V8 instead. When I first built this, the V8 was right up against the front end, but I wanted to put pretty much any engine in it, so I had to redo the chassis and the interior and push everything way back so I could fit the inline-6 in it. That's why there's so much room here. I'd still like to put in some kind of radiator or something. Got our catalytic converter there, a mock catalytic converter, resonator, muffler, and then it just comes out the back. And like I said, it's pretty much the exact same, other than it's a V8. So much better performance. Like, we're already in 4th gear, whereas the other one I only got in 3rd. Already doing 120k. So, much better performance. This one you can almost leave in 4th gear. The gearbox does whine quite a bit though. Because, you know, straight cut gears, and I'm using the clutch gears. And clutch gears tend to glitch out at a high speed, so these trucks could be faster, especially the track version, but the gearbox I use is a little glitchy. If you go into my gaming moments and check out gearbox moments 3 or something, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, there's that version, and then there is a 4-door version of that. There is that's the performance truck, and then I took the performance one. I'm going to delete these really quick, and then that one because I've done some work to it since then. This one, all I did was put the medium shocks on it, coilovers, and then I dropped the drivetrain. Just a simple, crude lift kit. Like, it's even got pulleys for the drive shafts. Like, it's literally just super simple. Just enough to get it to be lifted. I did want to put bigger wheels on it, but in order to get the bigger wheels to fit, I would have had to cut fenders. So if I... that... you can see that the big wheels completely take up the entire fender. And I didn't feel like cutting the fenders. I will when I make the monster truck version that I have planned, but not yet. Either way, this version has the same V8 as the performance version. It has extra fog lights, extra high beams up top, a bit of a bed cage kind of thingy. Like I said, it's lifted. Oops. And then you can go... Oh, I thought I updated the... Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. And then you come up to the sway bar, up to the driver's side, and then switch that to rotate, and it's like disengaging the sway bar to give it more flex. But other than that, it's pretty much the exact same as the other one. Straight axles, four-wheel drive, lockers, the whole wonderful thing. It is quite tippy because it's so big. Or so tall, I should say, but it could probably use a bit more tuning. But I'm pretty happy with it so far. Let's see if I can get some air. A little bit. And of course it rolled. So yeah, it needs a little bit of tuning. I could probably stiffen the sway bars a bit. Stiffen the shocks a little bit too. But... oh well. It works well for now. Lots of power. I think the V8 in this makes upwards of 800 newton meters of torque or something, whatever it is in this game. So that's that. Actually, I might as well show the lights really quick. So, it's that. There we've got the extra high beam, and then the extra fog lights. The street version is probably my favorite one. I'll pull out the four-door street version because I think it looks really cool. This has sport car wheels on it, basically. It has a slightly different body. It's got the same over fenders, but it's got a bit of a front splitter on it. Yeah, slightly different side skirts. I'm probably going to take the side skirts off of this one, and then the exhaust comes out in front of the rear tire. The bed is completely the same, other than it has like a tonneau cover kind of thing. And then it's a four-door inside with all racing bucket seats. And then it has the same V8, just painted red. And it has strut suspension. The base street version, I don't know why, but I decided to put struts on the front. It was easier. There's less going on, but it works. It's still four-wheel drive. It still has decent turning radius. It handles pretty well. The wheels do act a little weird under braking at times. Let's see if I can get it to do it. It's not gonna do it for me right now, but they do act a little weird at times. But for the most part, it works just fine. I could probably stiffen the rear suspension a little bit, but whatever. Looks like I need to stiffen the front end a tiny bit too. But for the most part, it works just fine. And this is probably my second favorite version of the truck. My most favorite version of the truck is probably my special street version that I won't be uploading. This red one will be uploaded once I'm completely done. But I have my street version and then a race version as well, which I will cover in just a moment. definitely handles better than the lifted one, but that's kind of obvious, considering it's much lower. The steering is pretty slow on this one as well, but that's because I want it to be decent for the track as well. Like, you could take this onto a racetrack and have fun, especially in the two-door version. But we then have my street variant, which is carbon fiber, carbon hood, carbon over fenders and skirts, mirrors, the roof is carbon other than the solar panels, tonneau cover and the tailgate, the wings. This one also has a double wishbone suspension rather than struts. And then it has adjustable ride height, gold exhaust because my colors are white, blue, and gold. So I thought, yes, it's the exhaust. It's kind of weird making it gold, but I think colors-wise, it works. And then this has the same straight axle in the back, but the chassis is adjusted a tiny bit to make room for it being lowered. And then there's a little hump in the bed to make up for the room. Oops. I have shifting, or starting the engine to shift E, so every now and then it messes up. This one also, I kind of forgot, it also has like an electric boost kind of thing. So there's an extra battery, actually there's 2 extra batteries in it. This battery here, I should start with this one back here. This one is the battery that's in all of the trucks. It's the main battery. The battery on the passenger side is for the neon and the hydraulics and stuff. And then this battery, where'd it go? Right there, is for the boost. It has, or it's connected to the normal alternators. This one also has 2 alternators rather than 1. And it has one back here that is connected to the front drivetrain. For 4-wheel drive, this gear engages to send power to the front end. But the front drive shaft is always spinning because we don't have unlocking hubs. So since it's always spinning, I figured I could take power from it, use another clutch gear and an alternator, and have regenerative braking help fill up this, keep this battery full wherever it went. Again, there it is, I was inside it, and just helps with the power. It gives it another 1,000 torque, I think, up until 2,000 RPM. Brakes weren't turned for some reason, and I think that's the Q button. So if I reload this, not reload it, but kind of reset it, and just press Q, it starts it anyways because it's on the crankshaft. But if I go like this, you can see that light will turn on. And then the lower RPM is the motor. You can tell by the sound, it sounds different. So if we go like this, put it into third, and come to complete stop. Test the acceleration. Not the greatest. Like, it's pretty good, but it could be better. It is third gear after all. But if I turn around and do the same thing while also holding Q, it is much faster. Especially going around the track, it is noticeably quicker, but the motor only goes up to 2,000 RPM, and the engine goes up to 3,000, so there's a bit of an unfortunate, whatever you want to call it there. I might have changed the gearing on it, but I'm not sure. Did I change the gearing? No, it's a 1-to-1. So yeah, only up to 2000 RPM it helps with, but it helps with the bottom end a lot. And then it's got different sway bars and stuff. The ride height. Show that really quick. So all the way down, and then all the way up. The front hydraulics are connected directly to, the springs. There we go. You can see kind of in the back past the alternator. And then the rear end is a cantilever setup to attach it to the coilover. You can't really see it because the bed is in the way. But there you go. Actually, if I go like this, you should be able to see it a bit better. And then this one also has neon, or underglow, because why not? I love underglow. And it's just a bunch of lights put around the bottom of it. So yeah, that's basically it for the my street version, at least. It's like what this can be, kind of, if it were maxed out. And then there's a four-door version of it, and then there's another version of it with independent rear suspension, because I just wanted to see how it would turn out, and it works pretty well also. It's basically the exact same, but with independent rear suspension. So, and I missed painting one of the blocks, but oh well. And this one, I haven't really tested them, these ones at least, but this does handle better than that one, of course, because it has independent rear suspension. And then there are the race variants. Race truck is built off of my street version. It is even lower. It's statically really low, so there's no adjustable ride height. Much stiffer suspension, stiffer sway bars. It has 4 alternators, because when it had the adjustable ride height, it was just going through the batteries like crazy. I couldn't even do a lap of the racetrack without it running out of battery power. I removed the e-boost that I called it, the electric boost, but it still has the neon. Like I said, it did have adjustable ride height, but I took it out because it was just the power too much. But this version also has a V12 in it. My wonderfully powerful V12. Because why not? And then I had to extend the scoop on the hood for it. It has a longer kind of roof spoiler. It has a wing off the back. I don't know if they actually do anything at the moment. I don't think they do. And then it has these like racing style over fenders on the front and back. A lot of it is carbon fiber. The main body structure is still aluminum, but all of the panels are carbon fiber. It's got a big splitter on the front, bigger side skirts. But yeah, the exhaust comes out between the bed and the cab instead of in front of the rear wheels as well. And then it's got a big rear diffuser. And it's nice and fast. And it handles pretty good too. High-pitched V12 in it. Oop, stalled. It stalls pretty easily. But that's kind of an issue with the engines in this at the moment. because they stall easily. Come on. There we go. Nope. Come on. Okay. Hopefully it's still running. Yep. There is a bit of an issue with the rear end. I need to stiffen the springs a little bit, it would seem. But yeah, I really need to stiffen the springs. But, under acceleration, the rear wheels toe in really bad. And I'm not 100% sure on how to, like, fix it perfectly. So I just kind of stuck an arm on the front with some extra support. But I will do what I can to show this off. The clutches can't handle the torque. Like, the acceleration is pretty slow because of using clutch gears, instead of just a straight through drivetrain kind of thing. But like this. When you watch speedometer down on the right, once it gets into its power range, it just goes. Like, it's pretty fast, especially on the racetrack. And it's fairly stable. It doesn't seem to like 4K. I need to re-gear my 5-speed. But other than that, it's pretty much the same as the other ones. Just go for racing, I guess. I don't think there's really anything else to cover on it. Nothing that I can think of. I would like to finish putting the bed back in it, so it's somewhat usable. But, whatever. You can hear the clutches slipping, especially in reverse. So yeah, that is my new T2 that will hopefully be coming out soon. Also made a little ATV kind of thing, so why not? Anything else I should mention? It does have a topper, and there is an SUV version. As you can see, oh, I still need to fix the exhaust on it. Thought I did, but I guess not. Oh, that's because I swapped it over with the mufflers and forgot about that part. Alright, I will fix that part before I upload it. There's the SUV version, and then like I said, there is a topper for it as well. It just kind of sticks on, then you connect the power points to the battery, and it works. What else? I think that's about it. That's just the cab and the box separated. I would like to make, like, long box versions as well. So there's a long box, short box, 2-door, 4-door, that kind of thing. But, I don't know. Oh, the Baja version. I knew I was forgetting something. Just like the T1, I had to make a Baja version, except this one doesn't work or perform nearly as good as the T1. So it's got big open fenders, long travel suspension, completely different chassis, but it's got issues. Take it for a quick spin, and you can see what I mean. It's very unstable. It's super easy to flip, is my issue. And then I really need to work on the suspension tuning more. It's not horrible. You can hear the gearbox freaking out too. But under braking and going over bumps that are too big or jumps, it rolls really easily, unfortunately. But it is a really good truck, nonetheless. I can handle that pretty well, so yeah. I think that's it now. The exhaust comes up back there, because why not? Anything else? I think this has an LSD instead of a locking differential. And just kind of little minor details to make it more of an off-road truck than street truck. So yeah, I don't know what else. You can see the sway bars. See if I can get some air. Yeah, worth his that freaking image. I will show what I mean about fourth freaking out in a moment. Yeah, as you can see, jumping doesn't usually go too well. I will quickly run back to the other ones and I will grab my engine dyno. But yeah, this also does wheelies. If I can launch it right, it'll do wheelies. Oops, stalled. Oops. There is glass over the taillights, as you can see. I forgot to mention, and the street versions have tinted taillights, because why not? If I rev it, it was doing wheelies. I don't know why it's not now. Maybe because I did some suspension tuning. Can I make it do a wheelie? Kind of. Oh well. Without the hood, it does wheelies. I think the suspension might be a bit softer now than it was before, but oh well, not a big deal. Dual rate coilovers on all corners. That's how it should be for a Baja truck. Engine though. Gears. Issue I've been having with all my creations at the moment is I use the same 5-speed at the moment. Everything. Pretty much the same 5-speed for everything, which is just simple clutch gears in sequence. But if I go down and grab my N95, so why not? I also went through and built a base version and a performance version of engine, because why not? That way I don't have to build them every time I build a new vehicle. I can just grab the engine and throw it on. But if I do this, watch the gears closely. Especially these first few. Even though they're not spinning, just wait for it. See what happens. That's what I mean. It's just an issue with the game. I don't know why it's doing it. And it causes everything to have speed issues. And it's only under torque. So I don't know. Either way, that is my new T2 that should be uploaded shortly after I get back from vacation. I can't think of anything else to say about it, and I'm kind of over time for this video, so as usual, if you have any tips, tricks, questions, anything you want me to check out, feel free to leave it in the comments below. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.